should have killed me.
You're still not healed!
Where's Leia?
Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy far from sun.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Hello there, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses. This is Todd Hoffman and Trent Hoffman, and you're listening to Big T and Little T, a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 105. Today we're going to be talking about part 4 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. And wow, what a great episode. Unfortunately, today Trent couldn't join me, but he is here in Force Spirit. But we got a great show ahead of us. But first, we had a very busy week coming up here, and so or actually last week. So we had the kids got out of school last Friday, so we went to the Joliet Slammers game, and that was super fun. It was like a AAA baseball game, and so that was fun. And then Saturday we were back at Joliet again, and we went to the Joliet Public Library Star Wars Days. I think it was the 11th annual Star Wars Day, and basically what it is getting people and kids and all kinds of fun activities, but basically trying to get people to the library and read and check out books. And obviously, got a couple Star Wars books there. But one of the cool things is that the 501st has a big presence there, and they do a parade, and it's kind of like a Star Wars block party. It's really one of my favorite events. I used to go there as a fan, and now as a person of the 501st. Oh man, it's super fun. So plan to go there early, and Trent's like, whoa, I need to go too because I want to be in the parade. So we skipped soccer, and we went there and got ready for the parade. And so he was a Jawa, I was a stormtrooper, and man, did we have a hoot. And then Jen and Ellie joined us, and it was a lot of fun. And so yeah, we got to interact with a bunch of people. Some of my friends came out, which is nice. So shout out to Jason and Brian. Thanks for coming out and saying hi. And then got to see Greg from Rebel Base Card, and then Nicole from Rogue One Radio as well. And it was so fun getting to hang out with everybody and just chill. So it was cool, super cool. And then my buddy Joe gave me a nice T-21B rifle that towed around for a little bit. It was a heavy, again, being that heavy weapon trooper that I'm trying to get there, but slowly but surely working on that. So it was super fun. So shout out to Joe for letting me doing that. Let me handle the blaster, or the leaf blower, if you want to call it. That's what Rob from Jedi Temple called it. But yeah, it was super, super fun, and we just had a great time. So, and they, since that event, they have announced that it's going to be next year as well. So I believe it's June 3rd, 2023. Crazy. But yeah, super fun. So we had a great time. Trent and I just recently guest spotted on the Geeky Dads podcast, so definitely check them out. We had a great time with Raphael. It was super fun. And so that, I think he's going to be releasing that pretty soon. It's going to be his Father's Day episode. So definitely check out Geeky Dads wherever you find the podcasts. So yeah, that was super fun. And man, it's Jurassic World weekend. So Dominion comes out. It's not getting good reviews from the critics right now, but at the same time, I just want to see dinosaurs. So I'm going to just sucker it up and say, hey, man, we're doing it. So we are going on Saturday. It's going to be so much fun. But yeah, that's what we got planned up. And I think in the other Star Wars news, they released The Bad Batch September 28th. Season 2's coming, which is great. I find it odd that they didn't release this in Celebration. And then the really odd thing is it was on Disney Plus and now it's off. It just says coming in the fall. So I don't know if that's a good date. Who knows? It was there for half a second. So September 28th is looking like that's the date. But yeah, it could not be that date. Could switch a little bit, but hopefully it comes very shortly. So it almost seems like we're gonna get back to back where we have Andor starting August 31st, and then like if it's 6 episodes or 7 episodes, I don't know how many they're gonna do, but then it's gonna bleed right into Bad Batch, which is kind of cool. Saw Miss Marvel, so Miss Marvel also came out this week. So Ellie and I watched that. You know, I think it's not that bad. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely more of coming of age movie, but that hasn't stopped me from seeing other superhero movies that follow that same path. But yeah, it should be pretty cool. Kind of interested. I never really knew who Miss Marvel was, so yeah, it should be fun kind of catching this up. And I love kind of the presentation and how they filmed it, so I'm looking forward to it. We'll see how it is. I'll keep an open mind open, open mind open. Yes, open mind open. I'm gonna keep my mind open. There you go. But let's talk about part 4 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So yeah, it's picking up right where we left off, and we get the back to tank sequence. I really enjoyed this. So obviously Ned B, and Talia kind of help Obi-Wan escape. Now, maybe Darth Vader has a fire thing. Who knows? Or he just let him go. Personally, I think he let him go in episode 3 because he wants Obi-Wan to suffer. So we get this kind of cool back to tank sequence of Anakin and Obi-Wan kind of in sync and dreaming and all this stuff. And basically we get Obi-Wan kind of coming out abruptly and saying, "Where's Leia?" And Leia is not there. So they're on Jabin, and they are talking to a couple. Basically, this is kind of where the underground Jedi, the way, I don't know, if whatever you want to call it, this is where it's a big hub. And so we have they basically say that the Inquisitorius is on a water moon of Nur, which is in the Mustafar system, which tracks because Vader's on Mustafar, might as well have the Inquisitorius close on the moon of Nur. So that is pretty epic. And so we have that. And so we have, I think, Talia, Wade, Sully, and essentially Kenobi's like, "Hey, let's take those T-47s, which are snow speeders for those unadapt." We get to see them later, but he basically says T-47s, which are the snow speeders. And so they basically say Talia has still Imperial clearance, and so they're gonna just use that way of getting in. So they take I think they take I don't know what they take. I don't think it's a T-47. I thought it was a regular transport that gets them there. And so we get interrogation, and so interrogation is basically Reva talking to Leia. And I love this sequence. I feel like it just Reva is showing her side a little bit more and playing the heavy hand, like no one's coming for you, no one believes in you, they're all dead, Obi-Wan's dead, Darth Vader killed him, and it seems like it's not going well for Princess Leia because she's lost. Then we get Talia, they flashback to Talia. She lands. Obi-Wan, we get a water sequence. We haven't seen this since Revenge of the Sith, but we got an underwater sequence with Obi-Wan with a breathing tube, and Talia essentially opens up a gate to get him in, a little like James Bond kind of water tube thingy that he can get up to. So he does that. A stormtrooper basically gets yoinked by Obi-Wan, and now he is on Inquisitorius. we flash back to Reva. She uses the Force to grab Lola, and she mentions that she used to have a droid and a family, but they all left her. She was all alone. So you're getting a little bit more backstory with Reva, but again, the scene, Leia holds her ground, and basically, Reva has enough with her, and is like, we're going to the big dogs, and so no one's gonna help her. There's some seeker droids, which is kind of like a mini probe droid, and then we got stormtroopers. He kind of distracts the seeker droid, and then we got two stormtroopers. He's trying to get on the comm link. Talia has some trouble with one of the officers, and yeah, she does a little sleeper move. Boom, puts him in, nicely tucked in the corner. There's some liberties here. I mean, there's got to be some other Imperial officers or whatever, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's TV. It's okay. He goes nighty night. She gets back on the comm link. The stormtroopers hear it. Obi-Wan does a little Force distraction that we've seen in A New Hope. It's super cool. And again, anything with the Inquisitorius and all these kind of things as she's walking into the thing, man, it looks great. It very much, if you play Jedi Fallen Order, if you haven't played Jedi Fallen Order, what are you doing? Please go play that game. It's so good. And it's so much fun, and it's just got all the right feels for the Jedi Fallen Order vibe. So now, essentially, Obi-Wan is he's trying to find Leia, and he basically makes this shocking discovery, and it's all these Jedi in like this kind of red stasis thing, and he basically says it's a tomb. So there's a theme here, guys. The Empire is doing experiments and doing all these things and capturing Jedi. So I don't know if these are like, Jedi that the Inquisitors found, and then they brought him back, and they're going to do experience. I mean, there's a couple close-ups. Obviously, one is a Padawan, which again, it's one of the things that I like. It's showing that like this kind of no holds bar with the Empire, and it's showing it's not sugarcoating that, which I just love so much. So now we get Reva putting Leia in a torture kind of rack that we've seen in Empire Strikes Back with Han Solo, a little bit with Rey in Force Awakens, and in Jedi Fallen Order. This is the same. I don't know if it's the same exact location, but we've seen this in Jedi Fallen Order in the game. Once again, you got to play it. But yeah, it is super, super cool. And we get a little Obi-Wan taking out the lights. We get him back in action, taking out some stormtroopers, bada bing, bada boom. And like, we gotta go. And then, and so Talia basically caused a distraction to pull Reva from the torture chamber, and she plays the story like, hey, I was a spy. I am a spy. I was deep undercover and trying to play it, and that's when the alarms go off and something's going on. And so now he's got a contingent of stormtroopers after him. Obi-Wan showing off his skills. It's coming back just like he had before, but he's still struggling. There's a lot of things that, again, I'm glad they're kind of dealing with the mental health part of it. Like, he's not in tune with the Force. He's still blaming himself. And obviously the shock of knowing that Anakin is now Darth Vader, which he knew in Revenge of the Sith. I think people are trying to make what's to do about that, but he knew that. The idea, though, is he didn't think Anakin was alive. And there's enough room in there to say that in Tatooine, Vader was not prominent in the Empire at this time either. He's more of the guy in the shadows, and more probably a rumor thing. But it's that realization that Reva knows that, and Reva, I don't know. I'll switch them in and out. It's okay. Reva, knowing what she knows, to me also kind of has that strong play that she was one of those Padawans in the Jedi Temple, which we saw in episode 1 or part 1, and putting two together where, I don't know, maybe she saw Anakin in the Jedi Temple. It's hard to say, but obviously her study of the archives and understanding that, and obviously understanding the Bail Organa situation, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, she knows that, and that's how she lay in that truth bomb with Obi-Wan. So getting back to the rescue attempt. So now we got the stormtroopers after. We get some purge troopers. Hello, purge troopers once again. Jedi Fallen Order. There's a crack in the kind of tube we get that they're, because again they're underwater. So Obi-Wan's holding it as she gets Talia and Leia out. Then we have this kind of situation where they're trying to open the blast doors. He lets out the crack, the water falls on them, bada bing, bada boom, they seal the door, they're good. Then they get the trench coat thing. Again, a little far-fetched. I mean, it's kind of like, hey, don't see these other two legs underneath this ridiculous big trench coat, but they're trying to get them out of there. We got some T-47 action to come in and take out some stormtroopers when it was looking like they were in a very big pickle. But they escape. Of course, they don't show 3 people in the back of a T-47. It probably was a very tight space, but they don't show that, which I think, it's like, oh yeah, they just escaped. I don't know. This is not a modified T-47, but whatevs. This is the only thing that threw me out of the whole show. They just looked a little rough, meaning like the compositing of the T-47s just looked a little rough. Other than that, I loved this show. I loved it. And so, anyways, Reva, whatever her name is, she throws a little thingy at the T-47, and one of the guys doesn't make it. They do kind of a Knight Rider Duke of Hazzard thing, kind of roll right into another Corvette or ship, and they are not, one of them dies. I think I want to say it's, what is that guy's name? Bro, I don't know. I'm not even sure what that guy's name is. Sorry, dude, you lost, but sacrifice for the rebellion. Got Leia out safely. Probably my favorite. There's 2 favorite moments, and it really happens right at the end. Leia grabs Obi-Wan's hand and does like this little rubbing thing, like just like, "Hey, I'm here." And there's like this sense of compassion that Obi-Wan has been missing for so long, and it's like right there. And I just love this little tender moment between Leia and Obi-Wan. Oh, just gets me every time. And then we get like 20 seconds of Vader, and it's the best 20 seconds of Vader ever. He said last time, you can't fail me again. And this time he is about to choke out Reva, and it's like, oh. And James Earl Jones' voice is amazing. I think they're using robots. I'm pretty sure this is the technology. I just think it's a combination of maybe Hayden, James Earl Jones, and the whatever they call it, the voice technology, whatever they talk. I think it's a little because he sounds so good in this. It's just like perfect Darth Vader. It's like, it's just awesome. And he's about to choke her out, but then she's like, "Hey, I have a tracker." And you're like, wait a minute, I didn't see her throw no tracker on a T-47. No, it's Lola. Lola is like turned into this mini probe droid. It's like, no. So that's how it ends. And we got 2 episodes left. So basically we need more Emperor, we need more Luke, and we need Qui-Gon, man. So that Qui-Gon for me is like, I'm still holding strong on that. I feel like Obi-Wan's gonna lift his weight off and get out of the blame game and get out of that depression state and like get reconnected the force to the cosmic force, which that is where Obi-Wan basically is. But yeah, we get the last shot is like the glowing red of the eye of Lola. It's like, no. So the only thing that they have to solve, or I mean, they don't have to solve anything, but at least for me is like, there's got to be a way where Vader thinks Obi-Wan is dead, because he would, as he's been relentlessly not only hunting the Jedi, but also this 10-year kind of vendetta about Obi-Wan, knowing that he's still alive and hasn't been found. There's got to be some kind of sacrifice that it looks like Obi-Wan dies. I don't know. It's got to be something where you have that separation, because there is so much, that I don't think it's changing any of the canon that we have, in the original trilogy, but it also is strengthening right now that it definitely brings new meaning to Obi-Wan, you're my only hope. It adds a little bit more weight to it, similar to like Rogue One and how that was a great accompaniment to A New Hope. I really think this is strengthening not only the prequels, but then just the original trilogy, which it's great. It's a bridge, it's bridging those kind of gaps, and it's super cool. So there you have it. Episode 4, whatever you want to call it. I really do think there's still a little bit more story to tell, so I think we are going to get a season 2 of this. I'm pretty sure that's already in the banks. So before we leave, we've been doing what's happening in Star Wars, and this week we're looking at 2005. Why is 2005 ring a bell? Because that is Revenge of the Sith, man. May 2005. I think it's May 19th. But we'll take a look here. Lots of cool stuff happening in this. But start in February 28th. Republic Commando releases on the PC and Xbox. Great game. Played this on the PC back in the day. Really, really good. We got the Clone Wars airing on Cartoon Network. This is the micro series. And then in April, we get the Lego Star Wars video game. Yes, that is released in April. And we have Celebration 3, which I was part of. April 24th is in Indianapolis to celebrate the release of Revenge of the Sith. Great time. Got my Darth Vader. Speaking about James Earl Jones, got my Celebration 3 Darth Vader with recorded new lines from James Earl Jones action figure. It was amazing. It was the best. We got all that. There's something on Total Request Live featuring Good Charlotte promoting the upcoming Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. Of course, why not Good Charlotte? May 19th is when Revenge of the Sith is released. Fantastic. What else? That pretty much like sums up 2005. I'm trying to think if any other major things happen in 2005 that are worthy. But yeah, I mean, the Republic Commando was a great game, and so was Lego Star Wars. So those are two really great games. In November, Revenge of the Sith is released on DVD. Dang, that was actually pretty early. I think that's pretty much all the things that happened in 2005. I mean, Celebration 3 was amazing. It's a great time. To turn back the clock and like go back and like make sure I hit all those panels that I should have hit. Whatever. It's okay. I had a great time. All right. Well, okay, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses. Thanks again for listening to another episode of Big T and Little T, episode 105 in the books. You can find us on the socials, Big T, Little T on Instagram, BLILT podcast on the old Twitter, and then twitch.tv, Big T, Little T. We're playing Twitch. We just picked up FIFA, so we're playing a little FIFA, Madden, Rocket League, Lego Star Wars, all those kind of games. Check that out. We played a little Ultimate Food Madness or something that Ellie wanted to play, so we played that. So check us out there. Love to give us a follow there and just help support the podcast in a different way by playing some games and hanging out. We got stickers. And we want to give them to you. So, hey, if you comment, rate us on Apple Podcasts, rate us on Spotify, send us a screenshot, and we would love to get some reviews on Spotify. And then email us at bigtlittlepodcast@gmail.com. And then we'll definitely throw some swag in your face. Or you got a question, or you got a comment about Obi-Wan or anything, or give me your bold predictions for the last 2 episodes. Please do that. If you can't remember any of that, we also have a bio link. So bio.link/Big T Little T is that where you could find all the stuff. And next time we'll be breaking down episode 5, chapter 5 of Obi-Wan. What's gonna happen? Are they gonna go back to Alderaan? I don't know. This is gonna be very, very interesting of how this is going to play out, but I'm super, super excited for this. As always, truly wonderful the mind of the child is, and may the force be with you always. Bye. We'll see you later. Bye.
Tala, I need a distraction. I know. Come with me.
Test. 1 2 1 2. Test. 1 2 1 2.